the International Space Station, ISS. A modular space station, habitable artificial satellite, in low Earth orbit is called the International Space Station, ISS. 5 space agencies are involved in this international project: NASA, the United States, Roscosmos, Russia, JAXA, Japan, ESA, Europe, and CSA, Canada. Intergovernmental treaties and agreements define who owns and uses the space station. Astrobiology, astronomy, meteorology, physics, and other disciplines all perform research on the station as a microgravity and space environment laboratory. The ISS is ideal for testing the hardware and systems needed for potential long-duration journeys to the Moon and Mars in the future. The Space Station Freedom Project, an American plan to build a permanently manned space station, and the concomitant Soviet/Russian Mir 2 plan, which had identical goals in 1976, were the forerunners of the ISS program. Following the Soviet and later Russian Salyut, Almaz, and Mir stations, as well as the American Skylab, the first American space station that NASA launched and inhabited for roughly 24 weeks between May 1973 and February 1974. Skylab 2, Skylab 3, and Skylab 4 were the 3 independent 3-astronaut crews that ran it. A solar observatory, an orbiting workshop, Earth observation, and hundreds of experiments were among the major operations. The ISS is the 7th space station to have had personnel living on board. It is often visible to the unaided eye from the surface of the Earth and is the largest artificial object in space and satellite in low Earth orbit. Reboost maneuvers utilizing the engines of the Zvezda service module or incoming spacecraft are used to maintain an orbit with an average altitude of 400 kilometers, 250 miles. The ISS completes 15.5 orbits per day, revolving around the planet in around 93 minutes. The first ISS component was launched in 1998, and the first permanent occupants, who were launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome on October 31, 2000, arrived on November 2, 2021. Since then, the station has been continuously occupied for 21 years and 243 days, 22, surpassing the Mir space station's previous record of 9 years and 357 days as the longest continuous human presence in low Earth orbit. A little more than 10 years after the installation of the previous significant expansion, Leonardo, in 2011, the most recent large pressurized module, Nauka, was added. The station is still being built and put together, and in 2016 an experimental inflatable habitat was added. Starting in 2021, numerous significant new Russian components will also be launched. The station's operation authority was extended to 2030 in January 2022, and funding was guaranteed until then. The International Space Station, ISS, will be formally shut down in 2031, according to plans released by NASA. Bringing down the station will be a feat in and of itself after dozens of missions since 1998 put it in orbit. The risks are high if something goes wrong.